Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, this content that I'm sharing is primarily for the ladies, but of course, if gentlemen want to learn and be part of this journey, you're more than welcome to do so. My name is Ruta. I'm an emotional well-being practitioner, emotional development coach, and I'm doing series about feminine empowerment and about how we can, as women, learn to actually live in our embodied self in a highest possible version in a practical way. So I started this couple of weeks ago, but I had to take hiatus, personal hiatus, as I felt I was in a creative metamorphosis phase. So I needed to realign with how I share my content, from what space I share my content, and basically for it not to feel like something that I have to do, but to be sincerely from the heart and from the higher self space, something that would be aligned message that I feel that I want to share. So today, continuing in this series about empowerment and about being and living as empowerment woman, I wanted to talk about self-acceptance. So it's not only self-acceptance when it comes to, let's say, accept yourself how you are right now. Let's say if we talk about body acceptance and accepting yourself as a person, as a woman, as a being, as you are, but also acceptance that I wanted to talk about is the such form of acceptance that includes the areas that we currently don't accept. So, for example, in a spiritual community, there is this idea which is amazing. It's about self-love, self-care, and about loving, prioritizing, and understanding that how you are and what you feel is very important, because lots of people get out of alignment because they don't really prioritize how they feel. However, if we start taking on and we start to kind of do this as we would do it at school, we might fall in a trap and kind of like, okay, so I need to love myself, but I don't love myself. Actually, I need to accept myself, but you know what? I really hate this and that part of my body, or actually hate this and this and this part of my personality, and I just don't like it. And then I think if we start doing it, what starts to happening, we actually start rejecting ourselves even more. So for example, if we not accepting ourselves, we're not accepting the way we are right now, and we are also hating or really kind of rejecting the fact that we are not accepting, what we need to do is kind of like a step back. So we take ourselves as a package, and that package includes all the feelings that we currently have about ourselves. So for example, if we currently don't completely like ourselves, we actually imagine is ourselves, and we kind of like embrace ourselves with the fact and in the state of not fully accepting ourselves. So actually, I thought it was very important because if you, like me, you probably, once you hear about things and, you know, once we start learning about spirituality, emotional integration, we kind of want to be straight A students in that as well, because it's for ourselves. So we want to feel better. We want to not to feel bad. We want to integrate, and nothing's wrong with that. However, sometimes that can happen that we really want to jump over into the side where we feel so good and so loving about ourselves that we kind of like get in a conflict with the parts of ourselves that currently don't accept ourselves. So I think ultimate self-acceptance is accepting that there are some things that you don't accept. And also ultimate self-love is also accepting yourself that maybe you are in a state that you are not really self-loving and not beating yourself for it. So I think this step kind of like eliminates the feeling like a failure and the feeling of futility, because feeling like a failure and feeling of futility can happen when you have a goal. Let's say you have some emotional or spiritual goal where, or even physical goal where you want to be and you're not, and you know, this is a recipe to get there, but you cannot really follow that. So for example, I want to be completely self-loving and self-caring, and I know in order to do that, I need to kind of accept myself, approve myself, support myself, show self-compassion. However, at some points, there is an inner critic. At some points, there is an inner, I would say something kind of like a judge that comes in. At some point, maybe we do something and then later we see actually maybe that was not the best thing to do. So we can beat ourselves about it. So when that beating ourselves happens and we notice, oh my God, I'm doing it, instead of self-disapproving about that and saying, oh my God, no, I need to stop doing it, otherwise I will never love myself, it's better to kind of like step back and say, I'm doing it. Okay, I can actually understand why I'm doing it, because I've been doing this for such a long time. It's a habit of mine. And I feel like I need to kind of criticize myself, because otherwise I will be criticized by others. So kind of like just having a little bit of a space and giving yourself flexibility. And that flexibility is actually is trick that makes things work, because when you embrace yourself with the intention that I embrace myself, even if I cannot really embrace myself completely. So I embrace the fact that I cannot embrace myself completely, already does the self-embracing, self-acceptance type of energy and vibration in. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And let me know if you have been struggling with thinking that you have to be somewhere that you're not, or if you have been struggling with, let's say, spiritual perfectionism, or you have been struggling with self-love, and what you did to actually find a way that works for you, or if there is something that you still cannot find, how to make it work for you. So if you let me know in the comments, I will be happy to respond. And if there is something that particularly a problem for you, send me a message and we can have a conversation about that. So thank you for watching. Thank you for seeing me and being open to hear this information. Thank you for being open and allowing yourself to be matched to this information and to be matched to healing, to integration. And I will see you this week on Friday. Have a nice rest of your week and rest of your Monday. Bye-bye.